This is one of those games that I can't wait to come out. We don't know much of the game yet, but this month Microprose made an FAQ giving us some more information, and we have some actual footage of what seems to be of an early alpha build. So we will go over through that in this video, so stay tuned. But first, in case you have never heard of this game, this is the Mighty 8 VR. You can look it up in Steam, and in this game you will step into the shoes of a B-17 Flying Fortress crew member at the height of the strategic bombing campaign over Europe. In the Mighty 8 VR you will be able to play with 9 other friends, amazing, in co-op or with AI if you want that, as you work together to survive the war and accomplish your missions. You will play your part by dropping those bombs on the right spots, guiding your crew through the day or dark moonless nights, and keeping your airplane in touch with the rest of the squadron and HQ as you monitor the radio and communications. Now let's start with some gameplay footage. This is super strange because this clip is like 3 months old, but it just was posted on the Discord forums and no one has heard about it. But as you can see, the hands work really well. It has some nice physics here. The only thing I am really worried about is like pressing buttons by accident, if it's like this sensitive. What I like is when you press a trigger and then like VTOL VR, like can switch a button or a knob. But yeah, the graphics look absolutely fantastic. I have no complaints here. Walking through here, the bomber here itself, I mean, it looks a bit empty still, but it's, damn it, and it has potential. Now, first of all, the Mighty 8 VR will be exclusively available in VR, so only playable in VR. They have said that the game will support most of the major brands, so you will be able to play the game no matter what headset you have. Now let's go over to the FAQ. We've got some very interesting questions with interesting answers as well. And first off, will the guns be able to get jammed? Can someone else on the plane unjam the guns along with replenishing ammo for certain guns that use belts? And the answer is yes. Guns will be able to get jammed in the game, and other players will be able to unjam them and replenish ammo for certain guns that use belts. It's all part of the realistic gameplay experience they seem to be aiming for. Absolutely fantastic. Of course, this is kind of a must. If you ask me, just guns got jammed in these planes, and it's not just pressing a simple button. I hope that there needs to be some action. There needs to be some like certain actions involved to unjam them. Now, next question, very interesting as well. Can we only share the same aircraft in co-op mode, or could we have several players spread across several bombers? The answer hereby is all players will share the same aircraft, but it will be a unique experience each time you fly, as the faults and damages that can happen during the course of the mission will be different, and I guess will be randomized. I hope it won't be like too randomized that every time you fly it's like, oh shit, it's a random fault that happens again. But who knows? Who knows? I'm also very curious to, if you play this with 9 people, if every single position within the plane is as exciting or as any other seat in the plane. Because I can imagine that if you are flying the plane, okay, you have something to do. But if you are just a simple gunner, but there is no like enemy fighters coming your way, yeah, you're gonna enjoy the view. But that's it, I guess. So let's see. Now, another very interesting question here. It's been mentioned that the bombers will be somewhat repairable in flight, beyond simple damage control. But how would that work? Now, they have said that they are trying to reproduce many faults that can happen during the course of the mission, and at this stage, they say it's just too early to say how deep that will go. But it's a game after all, and they need to balance it out. And I think I'm happy with that answer. It shouldn't be too much of a hassle to repair like simple things that happen over and over again. It shouldn't become a slack, you know. But let's see. They hope they can give a well-rounded experience. So, okay. Now, another very interesting question, which is kind of similar to the previous one, is that the instrumentation in the cockpit of the B-17 consists of entirely analog gauges, which were capable of experiencing their own minor faults, like needles getting stuck on the manifold pressure gauges, requiring you to adjust your throttle to force the needle to move, or just by simply tapping on the glass in frustration. Of course, these add a lot of character to the aircraft and the potential minor inaccuracies that can lead to interesting outcomes. Additionally, can the instrumentation itself be damaged, such as the individual gouges being shot out? Super interesting question. That will be awesome if this, by just tapping on the gouges, that the needle will suddenly pop up again. And the answer is actually yes. The instrumentation in the game will be as realistic as possible and will include minor faults and the potential for damage to individual gouges. It will add to the immersion and realism of the game experience. So super happy with this answer, I can tell you that. Now, will the performance of each part and each plane be randomized to give each specific aircraft a unique feel? Will we need to calibrate our turbos and other settings accordingly before each flight? Will the failure rates also be simulated? The answer hereby is, at this stage, we are still working out the details. Well, they are still working out the details, but they can confirm that failure rates will be simulated on many parts and equipment. It will add to the realism of the game and make each flight unique. Cool. Next question. The ammo for each of the 0.5 cals was stored in boxes and commonly transported from one station to the next as needed. Will this be possible? Answer: yes. In the game, players will be able to transport ammo for the 0.5 caliber from one station to the next as needed, just in real life. Absolutely fantastic. Just imagine you being in the spot, gun runs out of ammunition, you have to, or like, I don't know, some kind of runner in the plane, I don't know if that's a position, grabbing the ammo boxes, go through the plane, maybe you have flak on the left and the right side, there's like shots coming into the plane from enemy fighters, and you have to carry those ammo boxes to another position. That sounds absolutely cool, especially in virtual reality. Cool. Alright, next question. What function will radios, and by extension the radio operator, have, given that every other bomber in the formation will be presumably controlled by AI? Interesting question. Now, the answer is we are still working on the details. Okay, but they can confirm that the radios and radio operator will play an important role in the game. And we need to stay tuned for more information. Okay. Last question here is, how will player injury be handled? Medical supplies on board were limited, and injuries ranged from bullets to flak to your suit's heater catching on fire, and most in between. Answer to this question is, injuries in the game will be realistic and will take into account the limited medical supplies on board. Players will have to make difficult decisions and work together to keep their crew alive and complete their mission. Yeah, it sounds like an amazing game to come out. I can't wait for this game to come out. I'm afraid that this game won't come out in 2023 though. I don't know why, but it seems that it's just quite a lot of mechanics they need to implement. I've not seen any gameplay footage released by Microprose as of yet, so yeah, I don't think they are even close to releasing something. And I think it's all still an alpha. It says on the website, let me just quickly check here, that I think they say 2023. Let's hope for the best. Yeah, coming soon. Yeah, so we don't even know if it's 2023. But let's see. I will keep you guys updated. And as always, don't forget to subscribe if you want to keep up to date with the latest PCVR updates. And I hope to catch you all in the next video. Ciao, ciao.